Hey everyone, Devon Bell here on behalf of Global Currencies, and today is New Year's, so Happy New Year's, folks. Uh, I don't want to take up too much of your time here. I really just want to welcome you to GCU, Global Currencies University. Right now, you're probably in Forex 101, and I've spent a lot of time adding a lot of new features, more information, more content, uh, you know, changing up the site, the look, the design. That way it's not boring. And I really want you to spend a lot of time in this area. So I'll be adding more podcasts, more information that I feel uh, you could add to your repertoire, your foundation. All right. So yeah, I really don't want anybody skipping through. Some of you might be brand new to trading, so I know you'll take your time. Some of you might be experienced traders, with at least 6 months of experience under your belt. Even, I don't care if you've been trading for 2 years, 5 years. I really want you to go through this information. Um, take parts of it because you're gonna learn new stuff. I promise you that. A lot of people learn new things in 101, and I'm keeping it that way. I'm getting rid of all of the garbage information that's out there on the internet, and so that's already been filtered out. But this learning environment, well, number one is self-paced, and number two, uh, the quality of information is so outstanding. So you can always come back to this lesson. Just keep in mind those quizzes, they are going on your report card, so you will be graded. And they're there to really just help you retain the information. And of course, I give out prizes to people who get 100%. So far, out of over 300 people that have taken this course, I'd say 3 or 4 people actually maintained 100%, and not even all the way. Some people lost it at 104. Uh, there's 2 people that lost it at 105. Okay, so even if you feel that this information is overbearing or it's overloading you, take a break, go get a glass of water, relax a little bit, and come back to it. Okay, there's no rush. Um, if you listen to my podcast, the section where I talk about the Forex reality check, people who are new to trading, they really expect too much. They expect to just invest $1,000 into their account, deposit, and the next day they'll be making $100 a day consistently, which isn't the case. You really have to learn and understand the market. All the big players out there, you have to know and understand how they're trading, right? You have to understand what's affecting the market. Why did the market just move so much in such a short amount of time? And once you learn what drives the market, what pushes it, you can start to develop your strategy as a trader. And I don't mean technical analysis. I mean that on a fundamental basis. And you learn more about the difference between technical and fundamental analysis as you take more of the courses. But basically, you don't want to rely on any technical analysis. You don't want to rely on it. You can use that as confirmation. Um, but when I say develop your strategy, I mean develop your perception. Um, you know, hone in on what you see you can take advantage of. With trillions of dollars a day, folks, there are plenty of different ways, you know, probably millions of different ways you can make money consistently, since this is happening on a daily basis, 364, not 365 days a year, but 5 days a week, right? 5 days a week, 52 weeks out of the year. So I want you to, you know, hone in on this section. Uh, I don't want you skipping anything. In fact, I'll probably be going through, adding more quizzes, and making these tests a little bit more challenging. That way it will prepare you for 102, because we hit the ground running in that section. Okay, a lot of information. So don't take this section lightly. Even if it might seem easy, it's that way for a reason. Okay, it's really to welcome you in, but now that I'm giving you more information, um, you're really gonna have to take your time with this. So I just want to congratulate you on joining our team. If you haven't done so already, download the Messenger app. Contact me so that way I can add you to our Facebook group and our Messenger group on Facebook. This is a close-knit community, so communicating with people who are going through the same course as you and who have the same goals as you, the same drives, is going to help your longevity as a trader. Okay? In the market where 95% of people fail, that's because 95% are out there trying to do it on their own. Right? They're out there trying to it's them against these big banks. And, they don't really have that much support. So, our global community is a huge addition to, how you learn and being engaged. I tell people all the time, the ones that are asking me questions, the ones who are asking questions in the chats and the groups, those are the ones who be successful. I knew that from the moment I started teaching people. The ones who were asking me the most questions would be the ones that succeeded. And that's held true to this day. So, don't be afraid to ask questions. Sometimes I'll be the one that says, there is a such thing as a dumb question. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us feel that way. But if that's really a question to you, or you need that confirmation, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask. Okay, I'll be more than happy to go more into details with you. So, just a heads up, not everything is a video. Okay, we have some articles, some ebooks, some podcasts. Okay, and I mean, it's definitely a much better learning environment than I had when I started as a trader, because what I had was just all that garbage that's out there on the web. Just like the fitness industry, just like any industry, right? Forex and investing is highly filled with scams and garbage information. Okay, so the basics that you find out on the web, won't necessarily really apply here, because you're not really learning. You might go to a website, take their full course, and you open up your trading platform, and you realize, one, you don't know how to use the platform. Two, you don't know how to apply anything that you just learned from taking their course, and you might have just wasted 2 weeks of your life. Okay, so I'll be adding in more videos, more audios of the different articles, because there are many different ways of learning, and so I want to encourage people who are strong in any of those ways. And for the people who are, they're multi-learners is what I call it. They can learn, they process information, throughout multiple ways. I definitely want you to have that there. So even if you read something, now that you have the ability to go back through and listen to it, now that you have the ability to go back through and watch it, I feel it'll really create a solid foundation for your career as a trader. Okay, and I'm doing this because I noticed the people who are most successful that I've taught, they're the ones who I would be on a phone call with them for 9 hours straight. I think my longest phone call was about 14 hours. Um, and the longest consecutive time I spent teaching one person was about 21 hours straight. Okay, so that's us on a webinar, one-on-one call. Okay, internet's lagging, pick up the phone and call them. You know, uh, people have lots of questions, and I'm not afraid to answer them. Okay, so you know, my goal is to see how many people I can get making six figures in their first 6 months, which is something that I was able to do. Okay, but in order to do that, you would have to do what I did. Now, you wouldn't have to necessarily apply as many hours because the quality of what you're getting is far greater than anything I saw. I learned through rigorous trial and error. Um, but I don't want you to rush, okay? I don't want you to rush. I've taught people who started making $500 a day after their first week, okay? I think one of my top earners was making $5,000 a day after about a month and a half. All right, so these are possibilities. But if I can get you even making $10 a day, $30 a day, I mean, you're set. You are set, because now it's just a matter of managing your risk, and that becomes $100, $300 a day, right? A couple months from now, $1,000, $3,000 a day. So, uh, welcome to trading. It is going to be stressful, but welcome to trading. And I hope that you take this serious. I hope that you see the real benefit in it, and I hope that you take your time. All right. It takes the average person at least 6 months to understand the basics. Those are people who might be profitable within those first 6 months, but those people, it's out of luck, or it's out of, just finding like signal providers, relying on other people. But after those first 6 months, that's when, instead of 20%, because the real number is 20% of traders succeed. That's until their first 6 months. So after that, it takes a dive, and it hits you to that 5 percentile, where 5% of people succeed in this market. All right. So, I'm not going to be all happy, over dramatic. I'm not going to sell you BS. I'm not going to sell you, first of all. But what I am going to do is I'm going to provide you with the right tools to make you a better trader, and more consistently, more efficiently. I want a community of elite traders. I have that. But the more that we have, the more powerful our community is. I've noticed people just joining the community, they were able to make money. So don't stress about money, okay? Take this lesson. Don't take it for granted. Take this lesson. Take your time. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. All right?